Hello friends! Today's video is about having a successful online language exchange. First of all, there are multiple websites and apps that you can use to meet native speakers of the language you're learning. A few of them are HelloTalk, which is a really cool app which I highly recommend. You can input the language you're learning. If you are a free member, you can only learn one language at a time. However, if you pay for the app, you can list multiple languages. The app will then connect you with people who are learning your native language, and you will be connected to people who speak the language you're learning. Another website you can use is something like Interpals.com or Penpalworld, where you can meet pen pals, and there are options you can select for language exchange. Another website, which seriously looks like it's from the 90s, which I really like though, is called MyLanguageExchange.com. You can find pen pals based on the language you are learning, and look at this amazing list. Other places you can meet people are on Facebook groups for language exchange, on Kakao Talk, Open Talk. Okay, so I'm opening up Kakao Talk now. If you go to your chat, there's a little plus button over there. You will tap that and you'll see that it says Open Chat over here. You click on Search by Chat Rooms. Let's type in 언어교환. Okay, so I've searched for 언어교환 here, which means language exchange. And you'll see that there are a bunch of chat rooms listed over here, which you can join. And you could just type in, maybe you want to type in the specific language. But remember, Kakao Talk is a platform mostly used by Koreans, so you might need to search the hashtag in Korean. And of course, if you want to pay for language lessons, you can get a tutor through italki. But that's not really a language exchange partner, it's more taking lessons. But once you've got a language learning partner, here are some things to keep in mind for a successful language learning exchange. Firstly, you need to define your roles. Are you going to teach this person your language? Are they going to teach you their language? Or are you going to really keep it as an exchange where you can practice both languages at the same time? It's good to establish those roles first, because often you'll find that a lot of people want to practice your language and you never get time to practice theirs. You can work out a schedule for yourselves if you want to speak one language one day and one language the other day. What you can also do is decide to type in the language you're learning and they must reply in the language they're learning, and you can swap languages like that. Another thing to remember is try to make friends with a person first. Don't see them as your tutor or your language exchange partner. And think about topics you can talk about. Daily life, activities, hobbies. Don't just come to them for translation work and checking if your homework is correct and asking what a word means. They are people too, and not just machines to help you with your language needs. And the best thing that can come from that is that you grow so close that one day you can meet in person, even though they live in another country. I've met a lot of my language exchange partners in person, and we are still friends to this day. And definitely the reason for that is because we started off on a friendship. And while we were talking, we would ask each other, is this correct, or can you help me with that word? It wouldn't solely be, tell me what this word is, don't talk to them for 5 days, can you help me with this sentence? So remember to keep it human and keep it as a friendship. Another thing you need to remember is to make the best of your time talking to them. You can get carried away with chat and email and just use the same language and the same words you're used to and never actively learn something. So remember to actively learn. What I mean by that is while you're talking to them and they mention a new word, write it down in your notebook and be sure to use the word the next time you talk to them or someone of the same language. If you're just talking to them and you say, oh, what does that word mean? And they tell you and you say, oh, okay, cool, and you go on, you're probably going to forget that word unless you write it down or use it immediately and continue to use it. Also remember that languages are interlocked with culture. You can ask them about cultural activities in their country, what kind of food they eat, what kind of national holidays they have. And a nice thing you can also do, instead of just chatting to them or sending emails, is send them letters and packages. That's a really nice way to solidify your friendship and to share with them a bit of your culture. You can send photos, postcards, books, snacks, stickers, stationery, something you painted, and it's also a great way to practice your handwriting if you want to send them a note. Something else you can try with your language partner is talking on the phone or arranging Skype calls. You need to remember to practice every aspect of learning a language. So you're practicing your reading and writing, but you might be slacking a bit on your speaking. So sometimes if you are too nervous to call, you can send voice notes to them back and forth, and they can help you with your pronunciation. Otherwise, arrange some time to phone. Even if it's not a video call, you can do a voice call and just practice your speaking as well. On the same note, if you are really shy and really don't want a language learning partner, but you do want to practice your speaking, I can suggest to you to use the app HiNative. You can type something in the language you're learning and people will correct your mistakes. But the best thing is that you can also upload a short voice clip, a sound clip, and people can rate it as unnatural, natural, can't understand what you're saying, or, super excellent pronunciation. So what you do is you go to ask and you say, please show me how to pronounce. And then you can just say, please show me how to pronounce that, upload it, and people will say if it's correct or not. Remember, like I said, treat them like a friend, not a teacher. Focus on the friendship and the language will flow from that. I hope these were useful tips for you. If you've got any other tips about a successful language exchanges, please leave it in the comments and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!